Okay, now that we've added content to our content library here inside the Adobe Connect server, it's time to take that content and create a course out of it. So I'm going to do this by clicking on the Training tab, and you'll see from here we can either build a curriculum or a course. Now, just so everybody's clear on the difference, a course is basically a gradable object built around an individual piece of content. So if you're uploading a Captivate file or a presenter file, you can create a single course out of one of those pieces of material. A curriculum is a collection of courses or a collection of content, or which might even include live meetings, that can be set up to build on each other. So think of it as like a learning track that takes you through an entire subject, kind of one module at a time. And you can do some advanced things in there like create test outs. You can make certain pieces of content a prerequisite for others so that maybe someone has to acquire a certain grade before they can move on to the next piece of training and so on. So a curriculum is a collection of courses, and a course is an individual piece of content. In this tutorial, we're going to create a single course. And the first step is giving it a name. I'm going to call this a course to remember. And if I was a big kind of elaborate organization, I might have course IDs if we had a lot of different courses to keep track of. I'm not going to worry about that in my tutorial here. I'm also not going to worry about giving the content a custom URL. Custom URLs can be nice if you want to make it easy for people to remember the URLs so they can pull them up easily. In our case, this content is eventually going to be deployed inside of Salesforce.com, and no one's going to even ever see this URL. So I'm going to let the system randomly generate that for me. This is where you would type up a summary, maybe provide an agenda for the content, provide course objectives, how long it might take to complete the course, and so on. Again, in my case, I'm going to leave this blank and just assume everybody knows how to type up their own summaries. And then I can pick a start and end time for my course. I'm going to have the course begin today, and then I'm going to have it expire 1 year from today. I could also include the maximum number of attempts allowed as well as the maximum possible score. However, if you're using Adobe products like Captivate or Presenter, chances are you've already put these parameters in the scoring package that was published when you created your content. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And now I need to pick the materials that I want to use. And I've got a folder here called Course Materials Sample. And I've got a Captivate test that I use for a lot of my demonstrations that I'm going to select for this particular course. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And now I need to pick students to be enrolled in my course. And in this particular case, I'm only going to enroll one student. Because in another tutorial, we're going to come back and we're going to show you how to create groups on the Adobe Connect server and add a bunch of users to that one group and then mass enroll all of my salespeople into this same course. So for the sake of this example, I'm just going to enroll myself. So I'm going to click Add and add myself as an enrolled student. Now on the next page, we can either choose not to send notifications, or we can choose to send a notification, which I'm going to do. And you can schedule it for a particular date. I'm going to go ahead and have it go out now to all enrollees, but I could customize who exactly might receive my notification. I can customize the subject line. This is an on-demand course, so I don't need to include an iCal attachment because I don't need to block off someone's calendar for this. But I am going to create or customize the body of this email because I want people accessing their training inside of Salesforce. So instead of sending them the standard default URL, I'm going to say to access this course, go to the My Training tab inside of Salesforce.com. So now when my students get notified that there's a new course, they won't have to click on any links here. They'll just probably already be in Salesforce. They'll just simply go click on the My Training tab and their materials will show up there. Adobe Connect also includes the ability to send out course reminders, which I'm going to turn on because I want my students to be reminded once a month until they have completed the course. So I'm going to go ahead and select the second option here, and once again I'm going to remove the iCal attachment. And again, I could also customize my email to notify them to look for their training inside the My Training tab within Salesforce. And that concludes our training. I'm going to hit finish. And the next tutorial will show you how to create some groups, and we'll also show you how to synchronize enrollments from the Connect server over into Salesforce.com. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you in the next one.